Hey, Shalom, Shalom.
So,
We represent the church here in Cleveland, Ohio for Great Millstone. Before we begin, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Bahasham,
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai,
Shai,
Bahashem,
Bahasham, Kakwadash.
double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and the Kazakh Shalom to hopeful elect. So the Spirit hit us, we in route to camp, and Lord willing, get some edifying up before we hit the line. So without further ado, we got the precepts.
Khan. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 14, verse 16. Give and take and sanctify thy soul. Sorry, 14 and 13. Sirach chapter 14, verse 13. Do good unto thy friend before thou die, and according to thy ability, stretch out thy hand and give to him. No, yeah, that's through the spirit. Cause I was watching the Chicago Live show from Sunday. It's not like being brotherly, like being really well doing. You know what I mean? And just just knowing that we do a lot. A lot of us don't, but we're supposed to do things for people who don't deserve it. And just because we're trying to befriend them or trying to get them to like us or whatever the case may be, always backfires. So we turn that same energy, that we have to people in the world, to brothers, man. We find ourselves um, being a little uh, we could do more for brothers. You know what I mean? We could do more for brothers. We could do more for the body, and it's not always financially, bro. All right, just want to look, just being an ear, paying attention to what brothers' needs are, emotional needs. The brothers are very emotional people. I can, we gotta be there to comfort, for strength, But verse 14, defraud not thyself of the good day, and let not the part of a good desire overpass thee. And that's the point, because I got it from a brother from Columbus today. We was talking about how the moments at our hand, and we have the time to do it now. All right, we're living in the present. All right, so let's make our present, all right, be the gift that we give to people, man. Um, every day we have the ability to commune and to congregate. Hey, that's a good feeling to have, man. Right? To actually like chill out sometime and have a sip of yayan somewhere and brothers well just get that to be put together in unity. All right, just the fraud on us of the good day. Anytime we can get together, man, and fellowship like we can go over there playing the game before camp, taking good spirits, man. Even if it is just for a couple of minutes, man, brothers appreciate the moments that we take the time out of a day to acknowledge them, to give them a call. I was talking to an older brother the other day, right? He was like, man, don't nobody call me asking how I'm doing. Whatever they call it, it's all the need, but you understand there's a lot. But at the same time, hey, those things shouldn't be. A phone call, a good scarf for the brother, you know what I mean? Like, they been needing that sometime, man. About time, nigga, you got him to agree with me. I ain't, Jacob really welcoming to affection, man. And any day that we can, the Lord bless us to be above the ground and serve His name. Hey, let's get that blessing of brothers, man. That encouragement. All right, your brother be alone in spirit. Let's encourage and light a fire up on the brothers, man. Brothers being alone and get the brothers some confidence, some comfort in the scriptures, man. You know.
Yeah, if I may add, that's why the scriptures say, "Till I come, give a attendance to doctrine and to exhortation." Like doctrine are the principles that you know allow us to forward this ministry. We had the right precepts, we warning about the right things like MOTB and other stuff like that. But the exhortation, knowing that, hey, the same thing that you're going through, Shamaria might be going through. The same thing Shamaria might be going through. Brother Des Moines might be going through. So we comfort each other not with false hope, but we comfort each other with the scriptures and with our presence. And if we're not able to link up physically, we do it with the epistles. Mm-hmm. These things are important. So you got that precept.
Right, real quick too, it says, and let not the part of a good desire overpass thee. See, the Roman pay with good intentions.
All right, so we have good intentions, man. But hey, let's be able to try to execute a bit more on those intentions, man. You know, and not just be in thought. You know, let's try to put these little put some of these thoughts and desires. You know, these sacrifices that we have to make to have these desires come to pass. Sacrifice them. You know, like I was telling a brother, we talk like when we get together, just know it's gonna be a brother gonna need a ride home. All right, it's gonna be the brother. You know, that might not have no shekels on the pizza. All right, just know when you come around, brother, somebody gonna need some help, but who cares? You know, it's just let another part of good desire overpass thee. So when you want to do something, man, do it. You know, do it do it if you can. You know, and don't worry about being tired. Don't worry about being late. Of coming home or going out your way 20 minutes or, you know, maybe you don't want your ice house, but a brother want, you know, something up in Subway. And that's a good desire, man. You know, that we have, that we able to do something for brothers. Do it. You know, and a lot of times brothers don't have a lot, but a brother got things to offer that a brother may be in need of or may want at a specific time, you know?
This is Psalms 133 and verse 1. It says a song of degrees of David. Behold, how good and how pleasant is it for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments.
Good.
Right. And that's how pleasant it is to dwell, for brothers to dwell together in unity, because when brothers dwell together in unity, they're dwelling and dealing with each other according to the scriptures. And what is that? That's the law being fulfilled. So it's a glimpse of the kingdom. When brothers come together, we on one accord. And what is that ultimately? It's a glimpse of the kingdom. And given the comparison of the oil running down from your head down to your beard, which Aaron's beard was long down to his foot, man. Okay, so that's how beautiful it is when brothers come together and get together. You know, it's like oil on the that glistens off your beard, or oil that glistens off your hair. You know, that basically feeds your hair. It makes the beard more richer, more vibrant, more stronger. It makes the hair, the roots more shinier. You know, it gives it that vibrant look. It gives it that strength. That's how we are.
Look, it's just about protecting the assembling of ourselves, man. All right, so you know, I love like I'm one of them brothers out, and I'm gonna cover the couple of brothers who like to be around brothers, man. You know, and they, you know, we put things on the back burner. We, you know, and we're not too home because you know a lot of brothers are just like how we are. You know, but it's something that still need to be shared, need to be shown that you know that we love to be around our brother, we love to be around the spirit. All right, any opportunity that we can, you know, to be around brothers, you know, I employ brothers to do so. Because it helps your spirit, it helps your growth, it helps your understanding, you know, and at the very least, right, you might get edified, you know what I mean? So, we desire the best gifts, you know, and some of the best gifts is being brother and being around a brother, man, and showing yourself charitable, available, you know, not letting what do you say? If Esau say don't let a good epidemic go to waste or something like that, a good crisis go to waste, we shouldn't let a good day go to waste, man. You know, you did your videos, what you down the street, hey, well, today's a good day to get up and probably see who's available to break some bread with, to get you out of that funk, man. You know, because it's all about walking this truth alone, but being together. You can't get warm alone, man. You know, so every day is a good day to be around brethren. You need something?
No, I don't get my bag. Okay, appreciate
Every
it.
day is a good day to be around brothers. You know, every day is a good day to show your faith through your works, man. You know?
Close it out.
Scriptures. Yeah, I'll make a point real quick. Let me close. But we know when two or three are gathered that your house shines in the midst. So you say with your actions you will be there if Yahweh Shah, you say with your lips rather that you would be there if you knew for sure Yahweh Shah would be on the scene, but he is. Because when 2 or 3 believers are there he is in the midst. So when you not coming around, when you not doing certain things to fulfill your spirit, we have the precepts to paint the picture of what you're really doing. No, because who honestly you gonna be around? We know through the scriptures that 2 or 3 cannot walk together unless they be agreed. So are you in alignment with the vibration of the Lord? Do you actually care about these people we going to war with? We I'm not gonna say we, but some brothers throw that term around loosely. There's certain things that come with being a brother. That includes seeing somebody dirty draws. That include going through hard times with somebody. It ain't all just good. Like everybody in this car, we done had ups and downs. But guess what? We still have respect for each other. We still have genuine love for each other. And through all these situations, whether it's directly through the scriptures or through the application of the scriptures, we've been edified through these situations. So that way we can do what? Use these experiences and put them on wax, or use these experiences that we went through to avoid situations. But a wise man once told me, like, you could be around a brother for hours just to learn one precept. You could be around somebody just to get a particular lesson in and boost somebody's spirit that's way on the other side of the world. But point being, you're not going to do those things if you don't come around.
That's right, because we're not gonna be able to answer every question. You're gonna be able to get everything through a video. You got to come around, And every day, like if you're waiting for a perfect day to be a brother, then you'll never be a brother. There's always a good day. The scripture saying, Ecclesiastes said, the living can't praise the Most High, or the dead can't praise the Most High in the grave, man. So every day is a good day. It's not gonna be a perfect day every day to see brothers. The roads ain't gonna be clear every day. All right, it's gonna be a windy day one day. It might be a rainy day, but those are still good days to go do the work, to go break bread. All right, it may be a day off, right? It might be a rainy day off or a cold day off, but you off. And you don't want, but like through the spirit, you want to go deal. Sacrifice a little drive time. All right, sacrifice that little me time that you want, just because you want to sit around, But sometimes you can't quench the spirit. Spirit tells you, the spirit happens to me like it be happening to me, so it don't happen to brothers. You get lazy being at home. You be at home, like, man, I'll do it later. Well, all that procrastinating, you could have been in your car, on the bus or whatever. All right, and made it to the function, made it to a meeting, made it to go see your brother who may need you, who may need a brother to lift him up during that moment, man. It's all about being charitable, being brotherly, knowing the thing of the flock, and being ministers. We got about some outside, man. He said what? Visit the sick, the lame. Hey, just because brothers in the truth don't mean they're not sick, they're not lame, man.
Close out. Con. The water y'all busting your shop, getting us the spirit to do this lesson. And close, we'll give it all praise, honor, and glory to.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
Double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and the Kazakh Shalom to the hopeful elect. Kwame Yasharala.
Shalom.